So it's the end of the year, it's Christmas, it's time for measuring those goals and objectives.
Yeah, we do this every year. We have a goals and objectives kind of retreat at the beginning of each year, and we plot out our goals and objectives based on our vision and mission every year. And that's it's a big deal. It seems like a lot to do for such a small business. I mean, there's just the two of us. I can imagine if you're working alone, it feels a little more odd to do all of this, but it's super, super important. And so last year we came up with 6 goals that we're going to review now to make sure that we know what we're doing when we plan ours again next month for the new year.
Did we meet any? Did we meet any?
Yes, we did. We met quite a few. The thing to remember too is that they are our goals and objectives. So if we mess it up, nobody cares. It's no one's. You don't have to feel like you're a failure if you don't meet your goals. You just fix your goals for next time, or
It
you
feels
amend
better
them.
now when you say it.
Yeah. The thing is, most of us, because we're in the nitty-gritty of doing our own jobs, we spend a lot of time in that very bottom portion where we're just doing the work. And it's really important that we have kind of to be able to step back a bit and look down at the business from a higher elevation, from a bigger picture point of view, to see how you're going in the long term, from a bird's eye view. And so I do think it's very, very valuable. But if we mess it up, who cares? There are goals and objectives. We can change them anytime we
Now
want.
that I review, I'm looking back, it's like, oh my God, there's so many things that happened this year.
Yeah,
Like,
there was a
cannot,
lot.
I cannot believe.
And a lot that didn't happen because of COVID. Hi, I'm John, and this is Bogdan. Join us on our journey as we figure out how to earn a living as artists, introduce you to those we meet, and share what we learn along the way. So the first goal that we had was to participate actively in the art community, the local art community.
And I think we did it more than sufficient in Silver Steel Studios. And I think I started the year, helping with marketing.
Yeah. But apart from the actual work you did on marketing, there was that community building, right? That we are a group of, 60 artists in the one building. Just to be in that building alone builds that kind of community. We get to find out about open calls and what people are doing and what things are working and not working. And that just being part of that community is very, very helpful. We had a goal. One of our objectives was to attend 2 events per month. And,
I don't think we did that many.
Well, there weren't that many because of COVID.
At some point we tried.
Yeah, we tried it at some point. We thought there was that little dip in COVID. We thought things were going to get back to normal. They did not. But whenever there were events, we did attend. We went to a lot of things, people who were having openings, and now we're doing it more and more that people are all vaccinated and boosted. So we just went to lots of things this past week. And the other objective we had was to visit at least 2 galleries and museums a month. And that fell completely off because a lot of things were closed.
Or you go by appointment and makes things very difficult for us.
We're pretty plugged into the art community. We should get better. We should reach out further away from our building. But yeah, I think we did okay this year, considering all the problems that we ran into. But listen, we need to run. We've got some errands to do today, and we'll catch you with the other goals later.
Hi guys, how are you? Just finished 2 new pieces today. Acrylic on cold press watercolor paper. The idea of them came from the Without Limits theme that an exhibition we have here at Silver Steel Studios at this time. I was just playing with some runs and create some galaxies, and this is how it looks like. I believe they're beautiful. There's a little work, retouching work to be done. I kind of scrape up a little the paper. I use pastel colors, and some of those powder generated by the crayons, the sticks, the pastel sticks, kind of mess up my paper. I will probably find a solution to clean that up, probably using a nail polish abrasive. And yes, I'm saying nail polish. This is the best solution when you scrap up a little of a watercolor paper. You can clean that up very nicely if it's not, if the stain is not too deep. But yeah, this is how they look like, and I think they're beautiful. If you like them and you want to see them with your eyes, come at Silver Street Studios and visit my studio, 111. I'm here anytime you want.
Hey guys, well, part of Christmas is, in our family anyway, is following some traditions. And we always had the tradition ever since I was a little kid. We would always drive around and look at Christmas lights before Christmas. And, you know, we're going to be out of town, going to Louisiana until after Christmas. So this is really the last night we have to ride around. And this year, the lights are dismal compared to what they normally are. Usually there's a whole lot more lights than there are this time. But you know,
we are talking. We haven't put a single ornament this year.
Well, we don't
So
really
we
have any family left.
We shouldn't be too critical.
No, I'm not being that critical. I just like looking at the lights. And some of the houses are lovely, and we'll show you some of the ones that we run across.
But tell us, where were we with the goal?
With the goals? Well, you know, one of the other goals we had was professional development. And I think that can be particularly difficult when you're working for yourself or freelancing. That it's hard to give that kind of attention and time and effort to that kind of education and to, you know, carving out time to better yourself in your career. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we had one of those goals. Oh God, the lake is lovely. So yeah, we had one of those goals, and I think we've done okay. This year, I was going to read a book a month on being an artist, and of course, in an entire year, I read one book, and it's the tiniest book ever. It's called "Don't Be a Starving Artist" by Weiland. You know, the artist who does those whales and all that amazing underwater life, and just a master of color and light and movement. It's just, they're magnificent. Anyway, one of the tiniest books ever, but a good one, on building an art career. And then, of course, I kept looking on YouTube for great things to watch, and I was just not finding very good content, nothing in depth. So I subscribed to Skillshare, and there's quite a bit to listen to there. Some of this stuff is quite dated, but the stuff, there are things not only to do with art, but running small businesses and things that I found pretty helpful. So I've done that. And let's see. Oh, of course, I had the 2 art labs with Michael Swank at PRPGMX in Mexico City. And those were 2 8-week courses that really hones in on my skill as an artist, bettering my skills.
And not only that, great connections, because when we got to Mexico City, we knew people.
We knew people, and we know people all over because of that. So Yeah, I think that has been good for me. How about you? What have you done this year?
Well, not much. I have done a lot, but I think the major thing that I've done is the participation of Fine Feria.
I agree.
It was a great lesson to learn. It was a lesson in a way that I am ready for larger and more important shows than these satellites.
And I really think Fane teaches us a lot for both of us. I mean, we were intimidated by going. We felt like we didn't know how to do this, and we learned a lot on the steps and the procedures and the kind of preparation that has to be made.
How to present yourself, how to put a show together by yourself. So yeah, we did well actually.
Yeah, and so I think it's important. I think we should continue to do stuff this next year, but I'm pleased. I think we did a good job. Let's look at the lights.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. We'll catch you guys in a bit. Well, we're on our way to Louisiana. We just passed Jasper, Texas.
Lovely city.
Had a lovely hamburger there. And we still got, 2.5 hours or so to go. And it's just lovely countryside. We're taking the back roads.
Not to mention the weather, guys.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. It's warm.
It is just an absolute
It's like a spring day.
amazing weather.
With no leaves. Listen, I wanted to keep going on the goals and objectives for this year. The next two are actually related, so we can probably talk about them at the same time.
Can you refresh my mind?
Yeah. The one is that we were to come up with some strategies, I think it said 5 strategies, to diversify our income. And I know this has been something we've been struggling with for a while now. That, we run the studio, and that's what we're putting all of our attention, And that makes some money, but it's not making enough to support us. So we're still kind of living off savings and what we're getting from mom and dad from the estate. So
But I know that you're gonna say that we haven't yet met this goal. However, we thought of it, but COVID was one of the cause kind of stopped us, because if you remember, at the beginning of the year we decided to organize some classes in the studio.
And that's certainly still an option, right? Those kinds of folks are still out there.
And now I'm thinking maybe it is actually the time to do small online classes, like recorded. I don't know how would that work, but it's in my mind.
We have done this vlog for a full year now, and that was new. And we thought we didn't have time to do it. So we're glad we're kind of building the groundwork for possible income later if this vlog
but it's
popular.
This vlog can bring some money. Some money. However, it's a great marketing tool for people to get to know us better.
And that's why we did it mostly. But we, like I say, if you are going to make money from vlogging, it comes after a period of time. And so we've started that clock ticking. We considered maybe taking groups, like doing a tour to Romania. And there's just various things. And our goal was not to achieve all of this, because we knew COVID was in full swing.
Yeah.
The idea was to come up with a plan for some things we could try in 2022. And frankly, it's not too late to do that. We also started the art chat, which is a way of kind of featuring our art, not just ourselves and our business. but specifically the things we have for sale. We could look at doing some kind of live auctions. That's another thing we haven't tried. The other goal is related, and that's simply how do we earn more money? I mean, we need to be making more than we're making.
I have an idea. We can print them
Well, you just print money.
in my studio.
But yeah, I think we can come up with some ideas, and I'm sure that those will get feathered into our new goals in 2022, and we'll see where we go from there. One of the other goals that we had this year was to increase our marketing, and I think we've done that. Again, we mentioned that we're doing the vlog and the blog and the podcast and the art chat, the live broadcasts.
And going international on fairs, on art fairs, that's another marketing.
We've also we've also been really good, and we've done our newsletters all year. So we put out 2 newsletters a month, and those get some traction. We've been building our database of addresses for our mailing list, which is always that's holy ground for artists. I do think we've made some progress along those lines.
Yeah, and I not only we've done the vlog and the art chat weekly now, I literally film myself doing all kinds of projects in the studio, and I make little clips.
And you weren't doing that before.
With the process, no, I was shy about camera. I can make anybody a star in front of the camera except me, and but now I'm like, I have to do this. People need to know me. I have so much to share with the world. I have to do it. I do have an accent, so I got over it.
Yeah. You know, one of the things we talked about was whether or not we should be doing some paid advertising, either on Facebook or Instagram. I've heard good and bad about that. Some people say it's a waste of time and money. Others say you can't be a player. You just, I mean, the idea that when I put out information on Facebook or on Instagram, if I'm not paying, a lot of the people who follow me aren't even seeing those messages. And so you kind of think, well, who is seeing my messages?
You know, I did try in the past to push some posts. I never did it constantly to understand what's going on. I was just trying out, put my finger on the water. But I don't think it's enough. You know, you really, if you want to do it that direction, you have to put some money in.
And that's what I've always heard. And we have a friend who's does that for a living. He kind of makes that kind of marketing, and he says if you don't put any money in, you're not a player. We'll see. I did also have my NFT this year. I haven't sold it yet, but I have one NFT. I'm not sure that's going anywhere. But as far as the marketing, I do think that we have these lovely collections of work that really just sit in a drawer, and we're not doing enough to promote them. And I think each one of our collections, if not each piece, needs to have its own kind of marketing trajectory.
It does. It's really very complicated for me. It's easier with paint. It's very complicated photography because fine art prints are very expensive. I do have a lot of unprinted collections, and I don't have the storage for them. I mean, I have works that never seen the daylight.
Exactly. And I mean, one of the other things we talked about this year was, maybe it does make sense to try and get some gallery representation outside of Houston. And so I've actually started to contact some galleries. I drew like this circle of where we could possibly drive and make a loop, and galleries in those cities I've been kind of slowly dropping emails to. But I know that hounding people for gallery representation is a bit iffy as well.
And it's, again, photography, it's a very niche market, and not all galleries represent photography.
Well, of course not. Yeah, we'd only hit the ones that did. And that's always a rule of thumb. You need to know who you're applying to.
Yeah. But next year, it's the year of PhotoFest again, and probably that's going to be the year when I should probably focus more on galleries rather than random.
Yeah, they told you that last time, didn't they? They said, why don't you have a gallery?
Because I wasn't focused on that necessarily.
Right.
But I think it's time now to reach
So, yeah.
out to some people and some galleries and have some work spread around.
Yeah, I just keep thinking that I can't sell work effectively in Boston. And if somebody else will do it for us, that to me is worth a commission.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's a lot to do yet. And I don't think we've failed in any way in the sense of marketing. I think we've done quite well. I just think we need to kind of fine-tune that approach for next year and come up with a plan to achieve that.
So let's enjoy some scenery.
Yeah, let's enjoy the scenery. Gosh, it's such a beautiful day. How beautiful.
Oh, gorgeous.
Put all my eggs in one basket.
Thank you. That's gorgeous. Beautiful. Let's see what it says. It says 19th century French copper casserole saucepan with lid. Oh my.
And that's the from the lectionary.
Yes.
All right, it's Sunday morning, everybody. We're gonna head home. We're now in DeRidder, Louisiana, and we are heading on into Texas. So it's been a lovely trip.
A lovely 3 days.
Yeah, we
Full
met a lot of
3 days.
people. We saw some beautiful places, some beautiful scenery. We got to visit with Keith's family as well as Keith, and
I think out of everything, that was the most enjoyable moment, meeting with all these strange people I never been seen before.
And
they
just
were
that big
embracing us from. I felt so good in there.
Yeah, the big families do that, and they just hug you right in like you're part of the family. So that was delightful.
Very lovely people.
Let's see. We still had one goal that we wanted to talk about, and that is organizing systems and streamlining systems. And I think what we were saying at the time was that we really needed to do things like update Lightroom and Artwork Archive so that those tools can really support us. And we had a problem with the failed hard drive, and so that is probably a big incentive for us to go ahead and do a lot of that. Though we did
Keeping up with backups and stuff.
and I think we've got so many things as we've doing years and years of photography that we really need to cull out a lot of stuff that is just repetitious or not good enough. And I don't think we've really done that before, have we?
Well, we haven't done this before, but what I experience now is okay, you find a blur picture, but yet now I'm like, I can use that in
Yeah.
a project.
Well,
So I'm
absolutely.
afraid to delete things and then regretting after. Of course, it's easy to take a blurry picture, but not that particular blur.
Yeah. And I don't think we should throw away things that we might need.
Yeah, I think definitely we can throw
But for
away.
example, there were all kinds of things you took at the school, of school plays and school
things that I will never use.
you can't really use because they're images of people and portraits and things like that.
And that it's almost like a customer job. You know, you keep it for a year or two and then you get rid of it.
Yeah.
So
real estate things and stuff like that. We
have
could
to.
certainly get rid of.
I did clean up some in the past, but I think it's time for a big cleaning and free up some memory space.
And I guess the whole point of the goal would be that we would somehow work into our kind of overall work plan, our daily activities, to schedule when to have these kinds of cleanups, when to have these kinds of, to give attention to these kinds of systems, so that they don't become huge, huge activities later on.
And now it kind of grew exponentially right now because we're doing these weekly vlogs. We do film a lot of B-roll of various projects we are involved in, and I don't feel like deleting anything because what I experiencing lately doing this vlogging situation, I am documenting a piece of art I'm working on from the beginning to the end, which I can remix this over and over and over again for marketing purposes. And I'm like, okay, those would need to be centrified into a system as well, otherwise I'm losing track of every B-roll we have.
But you can do that in Artwork Archive now. They take video now.
Yeah,
But you would have only edited video there.
Yeah, and they do. I need a B-roll in order to those little bits and useful pieces. Anyway, so that's one of the things we have to look into as well.
But I think that, with all of these considerations, I think we did well this year. I think we're kind of poised now to do a retreat next month and to really pull together a new set of goals and objectives that can serve us for the year to come.
Guys, I think we had a wonderful Christmas. I think we kind of laid out all the things we've done and we have to work on. And there's really nothing else other than wish you a wonderful new year and see you in January.
Yeah, if you like what you're seeing, please hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscription button if you haven't subscribed already, and the notification bell so that we can let you know when we have new content. So have a great week, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.